a virtual provider, right? So what is a virtual provider? I said virtual provider will not hold any data physically, right? Virtual provider hold will not. Only definition is existing. The design of cube definition is existing, but it will not hold data. What? But there is no physical storage of data in your virtual provider asset, right? Okay. So now, what happens when it comes to this virtual provider? What I said, we will be using basically something called as under virtual provider. We said three types are there: based on DTP for direct access, based on BAPI, based on functional module. So when you want to access the data remotely from a SAP source or a file, you can use based on DTP for direct access. Or when you want to access data remotely from a non-SAP system, we use based on BAPI. And by writing some ABAP code, you want to make your functional module as your data source, then you can go with based on functional module. Right? So now, suppose same thing, we have a file. So from that file, let us say we want to access the data remotely. Then I'll go for creating a virtual provider. So virtual provider is same as how you create a cube only. Create dimensions, assign the characters to dimensions. That's what I'm saying. The definition is existing, but there is no data storing over there. Physical storage of data is not. So data is accessed at the runtime. That is when you execute a report. So we discussed earlier direct access TTP, right? So when I use a virtual provider, we use a direct access TTP. So which will be scheduled automatically by the system itself, which accesses the data remotely. So that means, so now only the difference is what? While creating a cube, you have to select it as a virtual provider, and while creating a data source, you have to select direct access is allowed. Earlier you used to select what? No DTP allowed for direct access, but right now I will select direct access is allowed. That is the only difference. Okay, what is that our info area we were using? This one? This is all right? Your name, is it your name of the cube is this one now? Was the info area we were using? Yeah. So now, this was my cubes, right? YIC underscore demo, and all these are the standard cubes what you have created. Now I want to create a virtual provider, same thing. You can select your info area, context menu, what is the option? So you have seen info cube, DSO, multi-provider, info set, left is virtual provider. But what is happening? It's nothing but what? Creating your info cube only. But what has been selected? Virtual provider based on DTP for direct access or BAPI, or suppose if you start creating, if you say create info cube, then you have to select one and the same. If you directly select virtual provider means that is already. So now give some name. Okay, I'm saying. So what is that we are saying now? Virtual provider. And let us say, as I know already I have created some cube, I am saying copy from. So there is no difference in creating a standard cube or a virtual cube. Same part, create the dimensions, number of dimensions you want, then of it, assign the characters to dimensions, everything is one and the same thing, okay? So now see, but what is the settings you can observe? Type is virtual provider. So same thing, can you observe the dimensions, characters, key figures, then what you have to do? Activate it. Okay, now your virtual provider has been activated, and if you can observe, this is your virtual cube. Can you see some symbol here? So that is virtual provider based on a DTP. But for standard cubes you don't have. Clear? Then now I need to create one data source, right? You have to create one. Same process. Create a data source, create a transformation, but you are not going to trigger any info package or DTP. I am not extracting any data. Definition is existing, flow is existing, but the thing is, we are not scheduling anything, right? So now, I have to create one data source. So as of now, you are shown I am creating a data source, right? Now I will show you how to copy a data source. Now I already have some data source definition in there. Suppose I want to copy the data source from one data source to another. So otherwise you can start creating, but for you to show another extra option, I am showing you how to copy a. So whenever you want to copy a data source, you have to use a T code called RSDS. So what is the T code you have to use? RS. You can create your data source from, not only copy, you can start creating from there also. Either you can go with data source level or. Okay, now, what is there here? Just observe this icon. That is migration, this one. Copy a data source from a template. So now first, give your data source name. This is, I am going to create one new data source now. What is it? So this is my data source, what I am creating. Then I am saying copy from. Okay, sorry. You have to give that particular data source, okay? YDS underscore, sorry. Just click on that. What is the data demo, right? This is the one which you have already created. S underscore triple F is the one which I have created already, right? So now I am giving my data source name. What is that interface name? Then, sorry, first you give that. Right. So the data source which already we have created, first give that name. Then the interface name. This is the from where you are copying. Then it's asking to give the target. So this is what I am. And what is that? You can give any interface name out of these interfaces that you have, file interfaces. Select anything, but let us say I am saying same interface only. Just continue. That means I am copying the data source from this particular definition to my this particular new data source. Continue. Can you understand also? Everything is just copied application component. But in extraction tab, earlier you used to select what? No DTP allowed for direct access. But right now I am saying allowed. Can you see now everything is filled? So the fields also filled, everything is filled. Just you can activate your data source. Only the change is what? I have selected under direct access. Earlier you used to select no DTP allowed for direct access, but right now I am selecting direct access is allowed. So I said no, when you are creating a virtual provider, we use a direct access DTP. For that you have to select a, for that what you have to select there? Allowed. So now data source is ready, cube is ready. What you have to do? Between that you have to just create one transformation. Okay, it's shown a preview now. So just go back. So now, if you can come back and observe your data source, what is it, your interface name? The first one we are selecting. So can you see now that YDS underscore? Earlier you used to create from here, but right now I have copied it. So now what you have to do? From this data source, create a transformation to info cube. What is that cube name? That's it. So you want to apply any changes also, you can apply. Then finally activate it. So same thing, only the difference is while creating a cube I selected a virtual provider, while creating a data source I selected direct access alone. Up to this part it's one and the same. Then actually you are creating an info package, but right now we are not creating any info package. And what was that other part? I have a DTP, right? So I have a DTP. So just observe this particular DTP. What type of DTP is that now? It's a remote DTP. DTP for what? Direct access. So we are just activating it and we are not scheduling it. So now if you can observe, what you can see in the extraction tab, this adapter, all things will be there in your, actually in your info package. But right now I don't have any info package. So what I am doing is, we are just activating it. And am I scheduling it? We are not scheduling it. So just we are going back. That's it. So now your definition of cube, from where it has to access the data directly, is everything is existing. But we are not loading any data. What you can do is just right click on this. What is that option? So once I say activate direct access means it's nothing but it is fetching the data now remotely. Then you want to see the data there. What is that? Did I load any data as of now? No, but still can you see? Display data. And if you want, you can observe, see what fields you want to see for output. Customer number, material, request, the calendar day and the execute. So if you want, you can go and check your fact table. Any data will be there? SC11. So what is the fact table name? /VIC/EF YC underscore virtual provider. So now, is there any contents icon here? Can you see, is there any contents icon is there? But sorry, can you see there is something called as, but for a virtual provider, YC underscore, can you see now, is there any definition is there? Dimension keys followed by your key figures. But there is no, it's just saying only the structure is existing. Can you understand the difference now between your virtual provider and your? Now can you see the data now? Did I load any data as of now? But still so that means it is accessing the data from where? Remotely from your file. So same way, this is for you to see here. But usually what you do, when I develop a report, same thing, it accesses the data from the file and it will display. So you know what is virtual provider? Any doubts to the virtual provider part? Done? So now, next what I am going to show you is Open Hub Destinations. Now as of now what we are discussing, we were saying like this, right? What I said? We extract the data to my BI side, and this BI, what is the data that is there in BI, will become as BI will become the source for further applications as well. Now BI is a middle level application. That means as of now you extracted data from R3 to BI. Now what is my requirement? From BI I need to send the data to further applications. That is like retraction. That is we are distributing the data what is there in BI to any other third party tool, or let us say now I want to send it to file. Right now I loaded from file to BI. Now again what is the data that I have in BI? I want to bring it into one file and I want to send it to some other system. Or I need to send it into some third party tool. So all those things you can do is what? Open Hub destination. So what is Open Hub destination? Is to retract the data from BI and send it to further applications. So what is that now? To send the data from BI to other destinations. Okay. So very simple again. First what you have to do? You have to create your Open Hub destination. That is where exactly I need to send the data. Now what is that now? Suppose I want to send the data from cube to a file. So first what I'll do, I'll create a target. That is my destination, Open Hub destination. Then source is what now? Cube. So you have to create one transformation between source as a cube, target as your Open Hub destination, and trigger a DTP. Very simple. So now what you have to do? First you have to create one Open Hub destination. You first create a Open Hub destination. Okay, when you start creating the Open Hub destination, so how can you go? Same thing, RSA1, modeling tab, then you can go with Open Hub destination level. So same thing, in the right frame, select your info area. Then after this you have to go with context menu, then create a Open Hub destination. Suppose what I am doing, let us say I am creating one folder on my desktop. So what is the data that is there in the cube has to come and store it into this particular folder. So now what you can do, RSA1, then go with modeling tab, Open Hub destinations level. So right frame, select your info area, context menu, create a Open Hub destination. So give some name. So give some description. Then it is asking what field should I take in my Open Hub? What objects you take in your? So you can get the assistance from the template. So template, let us say a template of my. That means what are the objects that are there in your info cube? What are the objects that are there in your info cube? Will be coming to my. Okay, so just so template of what I am saying now, info cube. Which cube is that? So same, the objects which are there in the cube that will be copied to your Open Hub destination. Continue. So now, first what is asking now? Destination type. So where should I place my data from my cube? So should I send it to a file or a database table or a third party tool? Here the destinations. Now suppose right now I want it to be a file. to my destination, I'm taking it as a file. So if you are putting in a table in VI itself, it will put the data into one more. So what is that table name it is taking? See? So you are as a table. And where you want to put your file? Is it in the server? Server means it takes you the. Right now I'm working in a client system. Your file will be kept in your server. That path dir underscore form, the path we have seen. So where it is putting? Here suppose if you say desktop means the file name is what? YOSD underscore SD is your file name. So which directory you want to put? I have created one folder called as. So in that particular. And what is the separator? So let us say all my values should be separated with a comma. Clear now? So now I am saying where is my destination and what is the field definition. So what fields you want to? So can you observe now? So it's same as your customer, price, quantity, revenue, calendar day, material number, currency and its. Clear now? So now this is template, same as what it has taken now, your info cube. So then activate your Open Hub destination. That's it. So now your Open Hub is ready. The destination is ready. So this should get the data from where? From your info cube, right? So that means you have to create one transformation. Target is Open Hub. The source is what now? Info cube. What is that cube name? So rules are applied. Any changes you want, you can make the changes also. Then activate. One and the same. Okay? So now create destination. Step 2, what you have to do? You have to create a transformation. Okay? So for this transformation, source is what? Cube. Target is Open Hub. Okay? So done. Then after this you just create one DTP. So now right now you can observe this folder is empty. After triggering the DTP you can see. So now for this DTP what is that now? Target is Open Hub, source is InfoCube. Same process. Okay, so everything is ready now. Extraction is from your Open Hub cube. So extraction is from where? From my info cube. Updating is into my Open Hub. So just execute it. So just click on execute. Now I can observe meanwhile here. Okay, do you want to see the monitor now? Yes. So now see, extraction from your info cube, then your transformations finally updated into the destination, right? So now look at your folder now. It has, earlier it was empty, now you got two files there. So now actually two files are coming. One is yes file, means header file. So look at this file now, how is that? What is that column? The field name. So real time, suppose now I loaded data from file to cube, right? So how you get the files is in the same format. Two files you get. One is a header file, another one is a, so header file has all these things. Customer number is a primary key, character, length should be. So according to that only you create an info object in your BI side. Rational logic. So this is one file. And what is that other file is? One is a header file. So if you want to, you can try to open with a notepad. You can observe this is column, field name, character, length should be 8. Then other one is the data file. So now you can match this to this. First field is customer number, second field is calendar day, third field is material number. This is your customer number, calendar day, and so like that. So this is a header file and this is a data file. So like this, so real time also you get like this kind of a file. According to that you start doing the flat file. So that is what is Open Hub destination. Yes. So any doubts in this particular part now?